Every seed has the desire to germinate, grow to maturity, and create the next generation. But the seed does not have a choice where it falls or gets planted. Even those lucky enough to sprout, the land may be difficult or inhospitable for a variety of reasons. Was the Mother Earth too hard and dry, difficult to get water and nutrients? Was she fertile, yet over-fertilized and your root was burned? Was there too many competition for the available space? In our case, what we receive from parents, their DNA, their socio-economical status, presence and order of siblings cannot be changed. We must simply accept the fate and do our best to survive. Though we cannot change the circumstance of our foundation, we can support it by finding out what we need today. Essential oils in water elements has in general warming, grounding, and tonifying quality. At the most interior you'll find female tonics. Next you'll find essences with clear, calm, water, womb-like quality. Third line you will find essences to give strength to your back. Fourth line is more earthly, strong, rooting or grounding essences. Fifth and the last line you will find masculine, dry, smoky, salty essences. Plants spread leaves to receive the sunlight in order to trap carbons to build their body. In the process, they exhale oxygen for the animals to use in their metabolic process. Animals in turn exhale carbon dioxide back and their waste fertilize the soil. In the competitive environment we live in, there are also undesirable or toxic elements, and since we must be open to receive the goodness, there is nothing we can do to avoid the evil. Plants produce essential oils to protect themselves against their enemies. Their enemy may be cold from long winter, or against dry, intense heat of desert, or salty air that rob their moisture, or insects and microorganisms that eat them alive. We live in a shared environment, and since everyone has the free will as birthright, there is nothing we can do to avoid actions of others that affect us, especially when we are still young and have not developed our defense mechanisms. Was your family cold and indifferent, physically and emotionally abrasive or violent? Were they unreliable or undependable and had to fend for yourself? And how did you deal with it? Quietly persevere? Forcefully push back? Be indifferent or aloof? The lesson in life is regardless of what you received, you must let it go and move on. When you are constipated, all the toxin has to come out of you somewhere, and that is your skin. Earth element's function is to take or gain energy with your own effort, living the life of animals. We do not survive without taking life of others. Hunting for food requires skill and strength. As a social animal, we must find a suitable role in the game of life. Today, we may no longer need brute strength to get food, but the life is ever more complicated, competition ever so fierce, and we must choose and learn the necessary skill wisely in order to get ahead. That's the dilemma. Am I making the right move? Am I in the right group of friends? Studying the right subject? Am I going to have the right partner? Is everything agreeable? The challenge is to assume full responsibility of your own action and the outcome, and this requires courage. Essential oils in the earth element are uncomplicated and uplifting for the most part. They are warming and quite yummy. Many are spices that are used to elevate the energy of food that are otherwise dead. Some are calmative or act as digestive aid. All citrus scents belong here as a symbol of sunlight that gives life. You received life from your parents, and you have learned to live with your own means. And now you are coming to the time of your life to manifest your highest potential. Wood element is about growth, creativity, freedom, and flexibility. For better or for worse, family, friends, the society, or even yourself artificially create restrictions so that you feel stuck. After all, we are living in a competitive world, and there is a limited space and resource available. If everybody does as they please, there would only be chaos. The question is, how have you negotiated with these challenges or restrictions? If there is a roadblock, do you smash it? Do you make a detour? Or do you deny that it exists? And if you have not been successful, then it's time to reconsider your approach. Essential oils in wood elements are mostly cooling in nature. Many are familiar culinary herbs used to alter the taste of base food. We have medicinal herbs which are considered tonic, helping you at the blood level. At most interior of wood element, I placed spiritual scents because everything you do close to your heart is a spiritual act. Fire element is about your true original self in the highest form. We spend most of our life trying to be someone when all we have to do is to remember who we are, just as a seed of plant knows what kind of flower it will become. The heart is our essence, our pure self. In its perfect form, it is full of joy and beauty. The heart is the home of our Shen, our spirit. When our Shen is strong, it will show in our whole presence, the way we act and conduct our lives. Contradicting to the image of fire, the energetic is the innermost yin and inviting and cooling. Essential oils in fire elements are flowers, which is the most delicate and manifested at the peak of plant's life. Some are exotic and extravagant, others are humble, understated but elegant ones. Each has its own story. The choice of flower reveals a lot about the person. How do we unmask and realize our true nature, hidden behind the emotional baggage we carry? This is the work of Aromancy. Every sentient being has to compete to survive, but it seems only humans suffer from hardship. Each session is as unique as the individual who comes to the table, so to describe in short sentence here is impossible, however, following is the process. I give a brief introduction of yin and yang and 5 elements, so that you know how your question or theme will be processed. Whether you have a clear idea of your desired outcome in life, or you have so much problems that you don't even know where to start, no question is too big or small or inappropriate. We will find out if your principal issue is yin or yang in nature, and which element it belongs. For example, is the issue having to do with other people's action that affects you, or is it something you are responsible for but still having a difficult time, or that you simply don't know who you are? I will point to a general area or a type of essences most pertinent to your issue. You can pick randomly or systematically, it is entirely up to you. I will observe your reaction to each scent. Sometimes I smell it together if your reaction contradicts my own impression. Basically, your response be either love it, hate it, or indifferent. Comments are always welcome. Some people are not accustomed to the act of smelling. Some goes poetic with each scent they encounter. We will go to another area of the map where your secondary issue or the root cause is located. Repeat the process until all issues are covered. It is like a story building, and we are soliciting characters. Begin to set aside noteworthy essences at each area. It is not absolute rule that there has to be at least one essence from each of 5 elements. However, consider the rule of perfumery so that there is wide enough spectrum of scents to create a balanced perfume. Eventually, choose the number of oils from 3 to 9, maximum 13 if the person is experienced. The number is chosen based on a simple numerology. We will experience the transformation of essences into the perfume by smelling each addition into the mix. Creating a perfume is a deductive process, meaning I must keep in mind the total amount of perfume to make and mentally adjust the proportion ahead of blending. The medicine, should be recognized, even if it is not the dominant scent. At last, we have a perfume that is uniquely yours. I hope you enjoy the process, and I sincerely wish you to manifest your highest potential with joy and ease. If you are interested in receiving a private session or learning the method, feel free to contact me via email or Facebook. More information is available on www.aromancy.org. Aromancy Original Perfume is a scent for your soul. Kura, 7 sacred scents, is composed of 7 master plants who have been treasured by religious and spiritual practices throughout the world for eons, but never have been together until now. A special blend of essences that touch the heart in a way no perfume ever has, because it is not just to make you feel sexy and desirable, but allows you to be who you are. When you are happy just the way you are, you and the world will become one. Each one represents and supports one of your 7 chakras, perfect for your yoga and meditation practices.